Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome across the globe, wherever you are. Joe Shepherd here with my host and my guest tonight. More about them in just a second. It's Friday in Ireland, in Dublin. As we can see, the wonderful Aviva around us. And tonight, Ireland keep going on our trek to get a triple crown. Who would have thought of that before we all started? But Wales have come to spoil the party. And to start the show off tonight, here's a very special Welsh guest. Recorded a video. He's an international referee. He's one of our favourites of the show. He's a very, very good friend. And here he is to send a special message to one of our guests tonight. Here is the great.
Afternoon, boys. How are we? Just thought I'd do a quick voice note of support for the young lad, Harry, you've got on the pod this week. Harry, first things first, Chris and the boys will look after you on there. Very, very good men, very accommodating and very supporting of us match officials. So I respect them a lot for that, and no doubt you will too. I just wanted to send a short message, mate, to wish you all the best on your journey, wherever that may take you, and I hope it takes you all the way to World Cups. I know you're part of the WRU. I have heard of your name. And look, if there's anything that I can do to support you, help you, or even get you through a difficult game or a difficult time, mate, I can give you my number. You probably get my number off the system, or just drop me a message on email or socials or whatever, and I'll be there to support you. I started at your age, and I've been very lucky to do a lot so far. I haven't achieved everything yet that I want to do, but I've done a lot so far, which I'm proud of, and is also achievable for you. If I give any bit of advice, is not look at where you want to go, surrender that outcome, and just commit to the process, game by game, training session by training session. Take on the learnings, take on the constructive feedback, but also take on the errors and the wrong decisions. Just learn from it. It's games like that and decisions like that where you get scars on your back and experience is what enables you to push on, learn, grow, and be that better official. Yes, for yourself, but more so for the boys or girls you're refereeing on the pitch. So probably a bit longer than a short message, but just thought I'd send something across. Enjoy the pod, and hopefully it's a Wales win tomorrow night. Cheers, boys.
Well, what can you say? There you go, Harry. You weren't expecting
All I can say, he was doing so well until that last bit.
I wasn't expecting that.
But yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to episode 4 of the Six Nations Sofa Sessions, co-hosted by myself, Joe Shep, and Chris and Harry. You've sent the wrong way around. Chris Brownfield at the SixMas Grotto in South Wales there, and we hope that everybody is well tonight. Interesting night tonight as well, and we got 2 guests representing, as we always do, to both teams involved. Chris, first of all, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, Joe. Absolutely delighted to have Harry Lewis this evening. It's going to be a show, and what big game. Do you know what? Ireland have every chance to nail this. Wales are obviously against it. If Wales can carry that form from last week, we're in for a big one. But yeah, absolutely top 4.
Brilliant. I'll tell you what, I'll let you introduce your young guest next to us. Tell us a little bit about him, where he's from, and what does he do, more importantly?
Wonderful. So, Harry lives too far away from us at all. The good Joe Stevenson from Wales is his neighbour, literally joined on house, and is a future prospect. Harry settles on the Welsh Rugby Union pathway. I'm going to hand over. Harry, say hello to the audience this evening.
How you doing? I'm a level 2 WRU referee out of South Wales, out of the Dragons region. Currently in a pathway at the minute to take me up 3 and further. And some stuff that I don't know that's happening obviously with that message at the start. It was a very nice message to receive, but yeah, some out, and I'll just week by week.
Good rules. You're most welcome, mate, and you are the future. So it was great. And again, thank you to the brilliant Craig Evans there for sending a special message, mate. He's a great friend of the show and one of the best refs we have around. And he's very honest and he's very open. And always a pleasure to have on. And again, as I say, episode 4 already, only tonight and one more week to go till the end of the 2026. And it's quite an interesting thing. Brought to you as ever by Whitewalkers Chat and Crack, the monthly Ulster Rugby Roundup show. It's the only place to listen and to find out all stuff about Ulster Rugby, which obviously Dave Toppin and Chris Brownfield host. But the lead man in all of that, get your Targaryen special knife Harry ready, because he'll send these messages through. He's like that. It is the man himself. It is the Night King of the White Walkers Chat and Crack. It is Nigel Quigley representing Ireland. Nigel, good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm great, mate. Great to be here. Great to see Chris and his grotty. Hi, over to meet you, bud.
and come on, bring her in, because we've both been so used to wandering around the back of the question. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Ladies and gentlemen, if you've got any questions for any difficult questions tonight, anything to do with rugby, all the two teams, we're going to put the team sheet up shortly, and we're going to go through all that. Then stick the questions up, and you
might actually find another body or two arriving here, Joe. Just got a message there saying somebody's calling round, so there might be another person here.
Absolutely. Listen, the more the merrier. Well, we are in round 4. I didn't think that we would be saying that Ireland are still en route for at this stage for a Triple Crown, but there we go. Fantastic win away against England. It was just that was next out of the park type stuff. But yeah, so Ireland are still chasing Triple Crown. Wales are even sharper than ever, though, lads. I'd say they threw the game away in one sense against Scotland, and it was theirs. But I think it was just tiredness, switched off, and a great bit of footballing from somebody's favourite spoofer at the kickoff. So it was absolutely brilliant. But there was an awful lot of great things that I saw about the Welsh team. Again, I said this last week, that I think they are progressing, and the use of Carey as a prop to carry, excusing the pun there, has been absolutely superb, and I think that's great. Adam Wainwright doing his turnovers, it's been superb. Chris and Harry, first of all, what do you think? Where do you think Wales are after that last game against Scotland 2 weeks ago? Sorry.
Yeah, if I kick off,
Dublin.
I think it's a step forward. My concerns, they might have been targeted as a must-win game. My concern is that might just be their cup final. And tonight they have a real chance to fall away. They have come on massively. More they were against England last weekend. It was against last 20 minutes substitutions. That could have gone either way, but it was great. They really won the crowd at the Principality. I crowd really were the second man and absolutely. Yeah, I was part of the lads. Great effort.
I think all this has been is about building momentum, and that's all they did last week. I think if we can move it into this week, it would be just as, of course, the score's not going to be as good, but we've got to look at the positives here. Rhys Carey was absolutely phenomenal with his carries, Aaron Wainwright with his turnovers. We've got to just keep building that week by week, and that's what the Six Nations was, to build to the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just seen messages there. Mark Hunter and the great Johnny Whopper. Good evening, lads. We hope you are well.
Mark.
Not the messages aren't coming into the studio at the moment. I'll check on what's happening with that with the tech team. But Mark Hunter says, with a bonus point, France can win. With a bonus point France can answer the first question. And can France wrap up the championship week this weekend? There we go. I'm reading them back to front there. Honestly, it's been a long week. Thanks, Johnny and Mark. You're always welcome, lads. Nigel, where do you think we are after such a brilliant victory? That was, to be fair, expected, mate. And what did you?
Well, we won't know until after tonight. I mean, we've got two teams here, I think, on different pathways at the minute, or different
I agree.
distances down the road. And I was listening to the Welsh lads on ITV here, and I think that's right. This tournament for them, from where they've been, is not about results necessarily. It's about performances and building those performances up to become competitive. They were very unlucky against Scotland. Now, I hear a lot of Scottish fans giving off about how poor Scotland were, but I think that doesn't give credit to Wales, who I thought really pitched up. Are they a threat tonight? Honestly, they're a threat if we don't turn up. Any team is a threat if you don't turn up. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You've got to turn up and play your game. Against England, I thought we were still a little bit concerned about up front. We didn't dominate as such in the scrums, but our back row were good. But out the backs, sublime. And they've got that going now in the Ireland back line. You've got JGP on there. I think Crowley is probably the right man for now. It's probably a good idea that young Prendergast was step back for a while just to regain his confidence, play with his club, and get back. He'll be back. I mean, he will be back. Our centre partnership seems to be getting better every week. Big Stu in the middle seems to be bossing everything in there. And Ringrose is starting to play off him better, I think. What really has impressed me is other players that, well, they know Stu, but the ones that don't, particularly last time, special mention to Jamie Osborne and Tommy O'Brien. They knew Tommy O'Brien came off the bench and was superb, I thought, last week. I'm happy Jacob's getting another go tonight, but I wouldn't have complained at all if Tommy O'Brien started the game. And Osborne, if you look at the try he scored a couple of weeks ago, or no, it was an Italian game, wasn't it? He read that play perfectly and saw where the ball was going, and he ran a line straight off Stu McCluskey's shoulder and took the offload and scored. He knew where to be, and it's great to see the young players like him reading what they think's going to happen and getting it right. You know, I mean, we've seen Timony do it the week before, didn't we, in France? But the Ulster players do that. Some of the Ireland players are now catching on. If I run a pace down this guy off this guy's left shoulder, there's a good chance I'll get the ball, you know, at pace. And so I think that will happen a lot tonight. Jacob needs a big game, I think. And Rob, if Rob can carry on what he did 2 weeks ago, then there's not going to be a problem there. He's been fantastic in the games he's played as well. Back row, good to see Timony getting a start. I mean, he's been getting a bit super sub label lately, hasn't he? And he is that, but you know, you can't be a super sub. It's got to get you a chance at starting, hasn't it? Eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's been very, very consistent, hasn't he? Interesting there on segueing into Ulster there from Mark Hunter. Has Chris divided loyalties now with so many Ulster players in the Irish team? And so I'll ask Chris that one first, and then we'll come back to you, Nigel, on young Doak making his debut off on the bench. Chris.
Yeah, this evening, Joe, absolutely call up schedule for Ulster Rugby. Get the 7 lads in match day 23. I want it absolutely full beans. Jacob's been under the pressure. There's a lot of people don't think that squad. I will 100% back him to the hilt. You know, Doki, again, people are like, why is he being looked at? They've got to look at the future. The world's time, they can't keep, you know, resting their laurels on the guys who've been there before. Yeah, tonight will be a hard game for me because this is doing phenomenally well and smashing in the wheels will give me real pride. The flip side is I've been a Welsh fan since I've been 4. That'll never change. So tonight will be hard, Mark. But do you know what? I'm still 100% Wales, 100% Ulster. And then, well, we'll talk about Ireland
later. Good man yourself. Honest as ever. Nige, what do you think? It is good for the Ulster players sort of now, because it's reflecting the great work that Richie and Aaron and the team have done in the last couple of seasons, sort of building them through. So, but glad to see young Doak in there now.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's deserved a call up onto 23. He's been playing fantastically for Ulster. He's had at least four man of the match appearances, I think, this season. And, you know, he's at top of the point scorers, I think, isn't he? Or very close to it anyway, with his kicks. I mean, I'm not somebody with Chris's identity crisis, so I can go full pelt at it. I mean, obviously, I'm hoping he gets on. I think he will. It'll depend how the game's going. I hope Wales do put up a hell of a challenge tonight because I'd like to see the lads do well against a strong team. You know, but he will get on at some stage, and I'm sure it'll be a great night for him to get his first cap. I'm hoping Stu keeps doing Stu things. Rob keeps doing Rob things. I'm hoping Osborne does Osborne things from fullback. I'm very into our backs because I think that's where our strength is. Although our back row, what was a wee bit odd for me was Doris is at 6, I think, isn't he? That's a bit of an odd call, I think. You know, so I'm wondering, is that back row a little unbalanced a bit with him there? But we'll see. I mean, Ulster put big Matt Dalton at 6 a few weeks ago, and where did that performance come from? You know, so it'll be interesting. Having said that, I think the bench is very clever. Yeah, because he's got a second row on the bench that can come on, and Byrne could slip out to the back row if needed. You know, so there's a lot of options for him there. But yeah, Doak, I hope Doak gets on, and I hope he has a cracking time because he needs that experience. He's been in there a few camps now, hasn't he? So it's good to see him. It's good to see him get on the park at JGP. It'll depend how the game's going because he want to change players, but obviously if we're under pressure, he might want to keep a couple of key guys on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think.
Chris, sorry, Harry, go on, mate.
I think just going to say on that note very quickly. I think Andy Farrell's had to fledge some players at this stage of the Six Nations. You know, had they been going for the Grand Slam, it would have been interesting if his calls would have been the same. But at this stage, I think he's done the right thing. 100%.
Cool. Some messages in the. Dave Williams, my brother from another mother in Cardiff, there sending a message. Dave, good luck tonight, mate. Not too good a luck, obviously. Taha referee, Ladders Love Merkfa is in watching John Power. Good evening. Matt Shepherd in Scotland, Gregor Galway, as ever. Thanks very much. Elaine Hoden, good evening, everybody. Phil Carter Harris. Should Wales be replaced in the Six Nations by the 3 times defending MLR champions? He is obviously the #1 fan for the New England Free Jack. Phil, you're most welcome. Great bit of crack when the season before last when you came across them, we were all met up at an Ulster game. Yeah, interesting point, eh? Listen, if there's a wooden spoon going at it, we want to grow the game across the globe. Let's put the New England Free Jacks. Second mention, Phil, it's got to be worth a pint from the CEO. Tell him in place of Wales. We'll see how we go. Chris, across to you.
Great stuff. Guys, let's just talk about chance at this crown. Nigel, pressure, expectation at home. Well, how do you think it's going to go tonight for Ireland? They're really been for this crown.
If they play with the same, I think if they play with the same fluidity they did 2 weeks ago, it's going to be a fairly easy win for them score wise. And again, I say it depends on what Wales turn up. If the Wales from 2 weeks ago turn up, it'll be a hard enough game. But I think if Ireland get the fluidity they had against England, they will win it fairly comfortably. As for the Scotland game, that's a wait and see. Scotland seem to be blowing very hot and cold home and away at the minute. I watched them against Italy. I thought they were very poor. And I watched them against England. I thought they were very good. I watched them against Wales, and Wales were very close to beating them. So they don't seem to be very consistent at the minute. But no doubt they'll come to Dublin next week, all guns blazing. But they've been very hot and cold, whereas Ireland, I think, have been very cold and they've warmed up so far. They seem to be getting better. Scotland seem to be like this, and I don't understand why, but they do seem to be a wee bit up and down. I mean, guys, are France going to lose a game? I don't think so. But Scotland's the only real chance.
So, Nigel, we think this is all about momentum. Obviously, with the British and Irish Lions and Andy Farrell being away for that huge period prep for the Lions, do you think this is Farrell's introduction? And maybe the frame was a bad one to start with.
I don't.
Straight off the bat.
I don't think Ireland looked very prepared in the French game. They were slow to everything. They were second to everything. I mean, don't get me wrong, France were fantastic, but I thought Ireland were very poor. They were very slow around the park. They weren't committing to rucks. They were getting pretty much toasted in the scrums. And then against Italy, I've seen a lot of theories about why Italy got so many penalties, but it was better, but still not great. although Italy are not an easy team to beat this season, we know that. But against England, it ramped up again. So, yeah, you know, the argument, I mean, his preparation is not just Andy Farrell, is it? He's got a whole coaching ticket there. And the players have to take a bit of responsibility as well for that French performance, I think, because they were great, but we were poor. We definitely were poor.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that momentum absolutely with Irish rugby right now. You know, and we look at Stu McCluskey chasing down Marcus Smith. That far in the game, Smith's only just come on. Stu just absolutely blew him off the park. You know, pace-wise, everything else. That the players around him should feed off that. It's great. But what do you sort of think? Are we sort of think that Ireland's still the benchmark alongside France? Do you think that where are Ireland right now in terms of that con the six? Is it France or England kind of in that mix? What do you think? Scotland in that mix?
Well, you'd have to think after last week it probably is. Because, you know, I mean, I think we all thought England were going to be. We're all kind of thinking France, England, Ireland this season. But, you know, England have fell against Scotland. And I mean, that was the heaviest beating they've taken from Ireland ever in Twickenham. So, you know, they're coming from a fairly low point. I think Ireland probably will finish second. It's looking that way if they perform tonight and they perform next week. But I think they're certainly better shape than England with 2 defeats that they probably didn't expect, frankly. I mean, okay, Scotland is a bit of a slippy soap bar for them, isn't it? Away in Edinburgh, but I think they would have fully expected to be Ireland.
You sort of think that Ireland So I think Ireland are a more rounded side, bringing in more from the different provinces, you know, rather than Leinster centric.
Firstly, you've got to earn the right to be there, right? So they're there because Ulster played well, they've played well, but with the additional players from other provinces, I do actually think it rounds the team off better. I actually do, but it's not that we should just be picking from 4 provinces for the sake of picking from 4 provinces. Those players have earned their spot. But I think the fact that we are seeing a bigger mix is actually helping the team, because I think we're seeing like the back play. You know, we've seen against France, it was very one-dimensional. It opened up a bit. I think McCluskey's nearly been given full trust now to do his thing. And you're seeing, and I don't want to make it sound provincial, but we're seeing a more Ulsterish back line attack, I think. Yeah. A lot of that goes down to the other players, but it goes down to Mark Sexton coaching at Ulster as well, because he loves that style of rugby. And he's got a great set of players to do it with. And I think that's translating now into the Ireland attack and the backs. And that makes your back line very dangerous, doesn't it? Especially when you get to that level and those level of players playing that game, I think, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe, what's your thoughts on that?
I'm just saying hi there from Leyland 2026. Good evening, welcome. Give us any of your thoughts you've got. I think that I didn't expect Ireland to progress as well as we have done, if I'm honest. Before, you know, I thought that we needed to make some more fundamental changes, but it's been gradual. And the changes that he has made, you got to trust in Andy. Andy's a very, very astute, world-class, you know, former player in whatever code, or both codes really, you know, and as a coach. So what he's brought in, I'm glad. When you look at people like McCluskey, for example, you know, Stu McCluskey should be a Centurion player. I think he was just difficult that he was up against the likes of Henshaw, Ringrose, Aki, etc., at the wrong period. He's a class player. He's always been a class player, and it's great to see him. Same with Timoney. For a long time, there was Byrne at 6, there was Josh at 7, there was Doris at 8, then there was Conan at 8. Jesus, Conan, 6-time British and Irish Lion, and it's not even the that's just saying now. Yeah, he's right. He should have been part as well. So it's difficult, isn't it, for the likes of Timoney? It's difficult, but when you get a players you give them an opportunity, it's such a high level game now. You either take that opportunity or you don't. And we're going to go to our outside broadcast in a minute. Brenda Cam will come on and give us the opinion on the referees, because we love the ladies having an opinion on the officials. In all seriousness, I think it's. I think we have to negate some things tonight, which are going to be very, very difficult. And I think one of that is the scrum. and negating carries carrying. Now, we do have a couple of videos. We've got a team sheet to get up. We've got about 13 minutes before it kicks off. Chris, do you want to introduce this one? Sorry to interrupt you on that, lads, but I'm looking at the time there. We've got a couple of videos to get in from our fans in 5 before we look at a quick team sheet and get Harry's views on that if we can. Chris?
Okay, fab. Guys, we've got absolutely fabulous nurses from Llanelli, South Wales, doing their fan in 5. They're Scarlet's fans, can't be helped, but here they are. Louise and Vicky, great to see you. Thanks for joining us in the SixMas studio this evening for the big game, Ireland v Wales. So, Vicky, quick 10-second chat. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Vicky, I'm 34, and I'm a nurse in Swansea.
Wonderful. Good. Louise.
I'm Louise, I'm 46, and I'm a staff nurse in Port Talbot.
Oh, fantastic. Lovely to see you. Good Scarlet fans as always. And of course, big night for Wales rugby tomorrow to try and get things back on track. So tell me, Louise, Welsh rugby so far in the Six Nations. Pleased with the performance or a bit disappointed?
Last week was better. First couple of weeks, not good at all. It's indescribable, really. There's no words to say where the team are at the moment. It's not the boys' fault. I mean, I don't understand how they expect them to play with everything that's going on behind the scenes. How they expect them to concentrate on playing when there's other things on their mind. But last week was much improved. As long as we give Ireland a game tomorrow, I'll be happy. I can't see us winning, but as long as we give them a game.
And I see, Vicky, you're nodding along in agreement. Pretty much the similar sentiment?
Say that again?
Similar sentiments from Louise on the performances?
It's just frustrating, isn't it? Because the boys put their heart and soul in playing every game. They obviously want to represent their country. And obviously, like Louise says, the politics behind everything, obviously it's in the back of their mind. It's, like I said, it was frustrating the first 2 games because obviously we were annihilated by England and then obviously at France at the Principality. 2 weeks ago was much, much better. It was make or break, just slight little mistakes, but they're coming together. And like Louise said, I just hope that they just play the full 80 minutes tomorrow against Ireland and just perform, really. And then I'll be happy if the game is a close game, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you watch Derry Nick singing the national anthem, belt it out, bit like Alan Wynne Jones, gives it 100%. You can see the passion in the anthems, and the guys do want to give 100%. There's no question about that. So, Vicky, a bit of a hard one, really, I guess. Welsh standout performer so far for you?
Do you know what? And it's not biased because he does play for Scarlets, but Eddie James is really looking good. Him as a centre, I think they need to focus around him. I think the way he can find gaps, and he's quite strong. I would say Eddie James. And actually, I was thinking about this with my father the other day. I'm really liking Rhys Carey at the moment as well. Since going to England, he has shone as the loose head prop for us at the moment. And the tries that he scored against Scotland was outstanding. So, I would pick probably Rhys Carey and Eddie James at the moment.
Louise, what yourself stand out for you?
Again, Rhys Carey, he's a different player since he's gone over the bridge. He's been absolutely fantastic. Completely different to when he was at Cardiff. He was sluggish at Cardiff. He's phenomenal now, in fairness, compared to where he was. Again, Eddie James, not being biased. I know he's a Scarlet. Honestly, I'm not being biased, but him and Joe Hawkins and Sam last week, I think that was the difference because they used to playing together week in, week out. And I think that made the difference of the 10, 12, 13 last week.
Yeah, and Sam was playing well, to be fair. Absolutely.
Sam was very good, yeah.
For sure. And we sort of think about the 25 cap rule, and then you see people like Rhys Carey going over the bridge and just how the game does improve. Are we thinking that Wales really need to drop the 25 rule?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it'll have an impact on the regions in terms of who's available to play. That will take a bit of a dent, but at the end of the day, the boys are going to have a far higher level of rugby week in, week out, aren't they? If they play with the Bridge in the Premiership, and that will reflect on the national game, that's got to be a good thing. So this Friday, so Louise, who's going to be the difference for you in attack for Wales?
Oh, I'm quite. I would have liked to have seen Blair Murray in the team. I don't think he's been given a fair go. Louis Rees-Zammit hasn't really done a lot of fullback for me this last 3 games. So whether it's worth switching the backs around a bit, he hasn't used Tom Rogers at all. But I would have gone with Blair this week for a bit of attacking flair in 15.
Yeah, I really like Blair at 15. But I'm not my opinion. So, Vicky, what about yourself? Who do you think is going to be defensively got to be strong for you?
Defensively, I think, again, it's not biased, but I do miss the Josh McLeod of what he can bring. He's a great jackler. He does remind me a bit of Jack Morgan in a sense. However, I am looking forward to seeing if Alex Mann can rise up to the challenge again, because he's played outstandingly for the last 2 games. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing how he does. I would probably say Alex Mann at the moment.
Yeah. And what about the thoughts on Aaron Wainwright this tour?
Oh, he's just a league of his own, really. Aaron is. I think he's the most consistent player that we have. Obviously, he is leaving the Dragons at the end of the season, and we wish him the best, because I think he's just only going to progress. Now he's going to go across the pond. I just don't think he ever has a bad game in his body, really, does he? So he's going to be clinical. I think him and Mann together will cause some ruptions, hopefully, to you guys.
We round off because obviously time's pressing. Louise, result: Wales win, Ireland win, or a draw?
Ireland win. Sadly.
How many?
Oh, at least 10.
At least 10. Try bonus point?
Yeah. Try bonus point for Ireland. Yeah. We may get one. If Ireland play like they did in their first game, we may get a try bonus point, but I can't see us getting anywhere near to beat them.
Okay. Yeah, Vicky?
Yeah, I think Ireland are going to win this one. I do think they're going to get the try and the bonus point as well. I don't think we're going to get there, but I think we can score about 3 tries, hopefully. But I think Ireland by 15.
Well, we'll see how we go. Ladies, we're going to wrap it up there. I'll see you in the green room in a wee minute. But thank you for that. We'll obviously lock this in the show tomorrow. And guys, back in the studio. Thank you for that.
Well, there we go. we got a couple of very quick things to do before the game kicks off in about 5 minutes. Eva Murphy, for those watching with us along on YouTube, hi, I'm supporting Ireland. Even of course you are. Why would you be supporting anybody else? Gotcha. Well done yourself. If you want to ever come on the show, then no. And hey, listen, we got a fellow friend here. Hola from Madrid. How are you, buddy? We hope that you are well. Any special messages? Look, there's a Welshman sat saying nothing there, and there's an Irishman up in Ulster who's saying nothing neither. So what we'll move in. You're welcome, mate. I hope that you are well. Here is somebody that wants to give us a 90-second view, very short and sharp. The fans' favourite. We had to have him on. It's Conor Broomfield.
Hi guys, hope you're well. My thoughts on tonight's match and how I think it might play out. Okay. Right, I think Ireland overall will have too much strength for Wales. I think look at the Irish pack; it's full of strong ball carriers. Her back row, in particular, is back row to carry ball and retain possession, and that's what I expect us to do. Not so much kicking. But a lot of guys good ball in hand. I expect us to own a large amount of possession and grind out a win, with ultimately by 15 to 20 points. If there is if we do have any concern about this team, it's possibly the set piece. Tom O'Toole could come under pressure there as a man more experienced on the other side of the scrum. It'll be a big challenge starting at loose head. I also think Ronan Kelleher has had issues with the line out in the past. So if both the scrum and the line out start to creak, we're looking at a tighter game than anticipated. It's great to see signs of a Welsh revival, but in the last match against Scotland, they were unlucky not to win. But I think coming to the Aviva against this Irish side by the win on Twickenham is a step too far. So Ireland to win by about 15 to 20 points for me. Enjoy the game, guys.
There we go. And we are about a minute away because I'm just watching the national anthem there. So a very quick prediction, Chris Brownfield. It was the quietest he's been for ages. It's brilliant, isn't it? Chris, can you hear us?
35 to Ireland.
35-17 to Ireland. Harry?
I'm going 42-17.
Wow. Obviously for Ireland.
Obviously. Oh, no, of course not.
No, never.
There's your level 3 contract with WRU gone, mate. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you've got 3 people on the park. You always win, son. Nigel Quigley. Oh, you're on mute, mate. Hang on. It's all right. My bad. Nigel, sorry, mate.
I said 54-3 to Ireland, or probably 30-12, something like that.
Go. Ireland to win by at least by 7 points. Right, we are just about there. They're just getting ready to kick off.
I'm gonna mute my mic because I have company here and the language can get a bit blue, so I'll put it on again at half time.
We'll see you at half-time, guys. Enjoy the game. You are welcome to episode 4 of the Six Nations Sofa Sessions, brought to you by Whitewalkers, Chat and Crack, and our community joint venture partner, Sufton on Tour. Stay right here and enjoy the game. I'll tell you one of the things that I that I don't get to see watching it on RTE is I don't see any of the adverts you have when there's a scrum. I'm assuming you're watching it on. Are you watching? Do you get that on? Have you?
Yeah, we're trying to watch it in the same device.
Ah, right, okay. Well, you know, you can always pay your bill.
Harry, pay that bloody bill, man. We'll see how we go. If it doesn't work, let in.
It's nice to see somebody. It's nice to see that somebody further behind than me. No, normally it's Connor is so far ahead of the game. We get to celebrate twice.
We're so.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nah. Joe, it's not working for us. We're going to have to win, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. Good off the bin.
We'll see you at half time.
Absolutely nothing here.
Then you're going to be.
Sorry, buddy.
You're going to be about
We'll
3
be ahead
minutes
of you.
behind them if you're watching this as well.
Oh, Sue's got it on. Right, let's go. Oh, Sue's got it already. Here we go.
Keep your comments coming in, ladies and gents, as you're watching the game. Tell us what you think.
Cool.
Just a quick note, there was half the Welsh team in that rock.
Kick it away out again. That's gone towards Reece Zammit in the end. A chance. Wales to get into their game here. It's back at 10.
Go on.
Costello
Thingy.
injured.
Oh, I thought Stu had him there.
He played so well against Scotland, but with a chance for Dan Evans. He takes the ball there. Wants to take the chance with it. Thomas Williams. Back in.
Keep on
There
running.
go, there go. Keep
Keep
going, keep
on
going, keep going,
running.
keep going. That's it.
That's going to go, yeah. I'll tell you what's a good thing, regardless of what's happening off the park with Welsh rugby, is that the lads themselves are really fronting up and saying, listen, we're playing this for ourselves. And I think that's absolutely phenomenal to see. Gerald Williamson, good evening to you, mate. I hope that you are well. Whoever scores, Nigel, as soon as you cheer, mate, I'll know. I'll be able to count the seconds how far behind you I am. Oof. It's a chop. Interesting play going back inside. Oh. Well, you said, Nigel, that you wanted Jacob to have a big game. So,
Stockdale.
all right. Don't tell me I'm ahead of you.
I'm not sure you are, mate. No. All right, Lexington.
It'll keep the viewers guessing me, you know. I'm not. I think I'm probably, because I'm watching on RTE Play, so I'm probably about a minute behind. But excellent try and a great start as well. So fair play. They're certainly looking to exploit that width. Dave Top and White Walker 1. Good evening, mate. Well done. Good to see you. Yeah. Good possession play there, Knight. He and I think that
that's a great forward try there, but it's great to see that the players have just carried on their form. I think a couple of good carries by McCluskey again, keeping the ball alive, offloading, another assist. Dolakun, great. Got to go silent again.
The ref just spoke to the Welsh in French. Close enough. No, leave it open, mate. Leave it open. It'll be more fun. Honestly, take yourself off mute. It'll be great crack. It'll be great crack. I think there's a couple of things there in those first 10, 11 minutes is that Gibson Park is really just controlling everything that's coming. And yeah, I was just about to say that the second thing was that Mr. Dixon was letting the game play move forward, but I don't know whether that's himself or the TMO is. I'm not. You saying anything? Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Spoke too soon. It was all going so well until then, wasn't it? I think it's really, really good play, though, that, I said before, Gibson Park is really sort of controlling the game a lot and looking, to get that ball out at speed and to go wide very quickly. And I think that's really, really good. The pace and the speed and the vision. Sometimes it's a bit too fast and a bit too wide. So we need to watch that we don't get an intercept against us on that. Keith Rolliston, good evening, mate. I hope that you are well and life is good. Richie Hines, good evening. I hope you're well, mate. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Some strength of player, Rob Balcombe, Nigel. Pace, speed, control, football. Good, decent all-round player. Hopefully he can stay uninjured. Yeah, that loose player I was talking about, Nigel. It's okay playing the ball right across the park, both sides, very, very fast, but it's a little bit too loose at times. Hmm. And there you go, from a 14-point lead potentially to a 7-3. And all really started from that little bit of loose play. Harry, I think, pretending because that the signal to the TV isn't strong enough, but I think they'll probably pop out now that they've just pulled 3 points back. Hope you're doing well in Spain, mate. Be good to catch up at some point. We appreciate your support. Oof, good collision. Oof. I have to say, so far in the first, just coming up to 20 minutes, the well stolen. The Welsh defence has been very, very good. And that's very dangerous to run into. Oof. And that's a turnover. Wow. All right, spirits there, Nigel, isn't there? There's a lot going on. Both lads aren't just not being bowled over. It's a lot of tackles missed, though, that, isn't it? Cool. Look at the gap there as well. Another penalty. Look at that gap there. Okay. There's going to be a card here in a minute. Honestly. Here we go. The Carl show. James Ryan's going to have to be careful now, Ginny. Yep. Held up. Nigel, just while they're re-kicking off there, give us your initial thoughts, mate, in the first 20 minutes. The initial thoughts, Nige. What's your thoughts on the first 25 minutes? Ooh. This will be interesting.
Come on!
And it's back.
Man of the match, Stu McCluskey. Already. Right, going back in.
Nigel, you're on mute, mate. I can't hear you.
I think our referee's been a little overzealous with some of his calls, mate, isn't he?
I started off before by
that one not hooking. Your foot up is not hooking. Sorry, that's the first time I've heard that one.
Yeah. I I'd said that before after the first sort of 10, 11 minutes that I was just about to say he was going to do okay. And Suzanne Fergus, our good friend from the Six Nations and maybe some other rugby group, said spoke too soon. Absolutely, he's just gone back into calm mode now, hasn't he? But we've controlled this in different at different stages of the game. But be interested to see now how Doki gets on, mate. Now he's come on for JGP.
Yeah, but not impressed with some of this refereeing so far. He's a bit.
But he's known to
need to not get in his face, though. That's the problem because it just got worse.
Well, James Ryan before I think was very, very lucky when Caelan spoke. Ryan was getting a bit too close. He's got to step away. He's everybody said before the game had half a dozen different people saying that he was likely to. If somebody's going to get a red, it was going to be James Ryan. He needs to be more disciplined. And Caelan needs to grip him and say, disappear.
He does. Don't need passes like that, boys.
The Welsh defence is going very, very well. And, they're not afraid to come forward. We are.
Yeah.
We're throwing away some opportunities here. You just need to settle down a little bit.
For goodness sake, come on, lads.
Oh.
Yeah, just a bit.
They need to slow it down a bit now.
They're just a little bit inaccurate, aren't they? It's close, but not quite.
When you're playing at that speed, see that's the maybe fourth pass this game so far, where it's just been at speed and they've just been slightly uncoordinated. And if you're going to do that constantly at speed, then
it's just not as accurate as we've been used to. But that can come. You need more of the ball to get the accuracy right, don't you?
Yeah, they do. They do.
Oh, well done.
Well done, Jacob. You recovered that one well. On the left side.
Oh.
All right, we got a penalty anyway.
All right.
But Welsh line speed, the defence is up very fast.
I just sliced that kick a bit, didn't
I?
He wasn't going to get past Reece Samadon, was he?
He's there, picks it up, lifts it away from that breakdown, and when it's just going outside. Exactly what James Fitz asked him to do. Come on.
I find it interesting the crowd he kicks in that direction when he's right-footed. and not the other side. It seems unnatural, doesn't
It
it?
wasn't a great kick. That's a 22. Like.
No, it wasn't a great kick. No.
Sure what the rationale is for that match, to be honest.
Normally, right-footed kickers would kick to the left side, wouldn't they? A strange one. Yeah. You need to be getting those in the 22, though. I mean, he's giving his players a lot to do here. That's good. That's good. That's going to stop now because it's all stood up.
These Kelleher's darts have been pretty decent tonight so far.
Sorry, who?
Kelleher.
Oh, nearly. Oh.
Come on.
He took her all. He's passed me all the ultra mail.
That's because he's just so used to it. There's nobody out here, but there's nobody out here. Come on.
Where is he?
The Dougie's recycling it well too, like, isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
He's getting the ball.
Look, we stop. He's there. Look. On.
The fair play to Dougie. He's getting the ball in and out. Like,
Oh, go on.
That was good. That was good leg carry again. Good leg carry. Come on, get somebody coming at pace on the pass, boys. Come on.
No, basically.
Oh, it's not short.
please
Short's
be
not there.
short. Please be short.
There's a big man. Get that big man there. Look.
Look at Tom.
What? Oh.
Unplayable.
Oh,
Jammed in under players. You know, so,
was the attacking team?
it's attacking team.
Oh, right, okay.
Hook the ball, Ronan. Make sure you get out and do the big sexy leg stretch. And
I thought that's pathetic. I just can't believe it.
it's the first time I've seen that given.
Ever.
I'm about 18 seconds behind your workout now. He's back. Do we think Dokie's the natural replacement for JGP in over the next
I think
years?
he could be. He's a more similar player to JGP, and he's a big lad. Like Dokie's a big lad, but he's got quick recycle. He can go himself, and he's very like JGP. And well, all nines are, I suppose, nowadays. They're always on the shoulder of the ball carrier quite often inside the red zone. You know.
Sorry.
Okay.
But that's strong. Do you fix the ball anymore?
No, you have to hook the ball now, but usually if you lift the foot,
No,
that's enough for me.
Put
You know?
it in the feet.
Yeah, but he was. I know. It's going into the second row's feet. You still have to hook it. I know. I know.
Go straight to the number 8, but the hook has got to still be seen to be.
That's that. Exactly.
Gone are the days on the front row.
Is that a high hit there?
Go. Get in. Go.
Numbers 8.
It's short again. Yeah.
Numbers 8 right there. There was numbers 8 right there.
Aye, but the
one up play.
Oh, you kidding me? Look at that. Shit.
oh dear, that was bad by JGP. You'll get it in a second.
Sick. We kept that.
Oh, that's it.
I got them.
Ah,
Let's run to the biggest lads on the pitch.
dear me, dear me, dear me.
Push forward there. No. Ooh.
Nice and
Oh.
touch.
Fades out.
He's in touch.
Yeah.
Have one for them boys. Okay.
Yeah, what I like about it is, I've said it numerous times though, is how they've adapted. Look at that defence, just holding him up.
You like that good defence, like.
This is what a read that is. That's straight down all day long. But Warriors have done really well. Rather than just fly up the line needlessly like they did in the first half.
Wasn't a flat across the line there, see that? You know, they're just on the line, so they can just jump out and catch us.
Shit.
When I did isolated, they go super high, keep them up. That's what they really like.
That's a deliberate knock on, surely. He had no real chance of catching that, did he?
Yeah, it should be a yellow.
We didn't that.
Yeah, Gavin.
Oh, I know. Yeah, back to
Well, it
this.
has to be.
Yeah.
You have
Do it
to.
again. That's
Yeah,
2 and 18 seconds.
You can see Jenkins coming through the line over here. He's making a read, he's making a play, he's looking at his, thinking about his nice, he's done it,
That's
he's doing
not.
better.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's not yellow.
He hit it there.
Well, they're not often yellows either. There needs to be an overlap, really, I think, now before they'll give a yellow.
Changing the rules now.
You know, you've taken away a scoring chance. I think hard to keep up. Go on mute for a second.
Come on, Jack. You need to. In fairness, we've had our opportunities in this first half, you know, and I think Andy will just settle them down at half time. Be good to get another try before half time, though, just to give them a settle them down.
Let's see.
Fair play to the Welsh, like they're defending well.
Oh, they're really fronting up. Their line speed and the defense is very, very fast. And
They're stopping the big man dead in their tracks, aren't they?
Absolutely. And you know, they're committing. I mean, look at that there. They had a pod there of 6, and then they just split the pod off.
Come on now, we're going to be scoring for half time.
Hey, lads, get there. You have to get there. Come on, the fuck.
Yeah, there could be sense of urgency in there.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You see, you give the ball to for a forward, and he's one up on his own with 3 players coming in on him. Yeah.
They did that.
Excellent. Just what you only needed before half time, that. Well, Dwyer, how are you doing? I hope you and the family are well. Great to see you. Eduardo. Yeah, they are, mate. Eduardo. Wales looking very competitive so far, mate. They're doing well. They have done exceptionally well in the first half, to be fair. And I think it comes back down again to what I said before, the spirit that the Welsh team have got. I think they're doing it, regardless of what's happening off the pitch, they're doing it for themselves and for the fans. And I think that's the true Welsh spirit. And I think, you know, that's all you can ask for. I just hope Welsh rugby at a administrative level sort itself out, because it's been going on far too long, and it ain't fair. It ain't fair to the fans. It ain't fair to the players. Steve Tandy.
That's pathetic. That's Julian. So he does.
Good feet, honey.
Commentators here said that was a bit dramatic for a knock on, wasn't it? What I'd love to do, we get like young Harry on, or we get Craig Evans on again, is when they call the advantage over. That seems to be a big variable, doesn't it?
Do you know what? It was just thinking in my own mind, because we'll ask Harry actually half time, because it's a sticking point for me now. How long does it go on for? Because the interpretation of different refs, different officials, is, I find that absolutely bizarre. Sometimes it can go on forever. I'm thinking, how long is this advantage going on for, and why?
Yeah, sometimes it'll go on 2 passes, 3 passes, and they'll call it over. You know, it's weird.
Yeah, we'll ask Harry. It's a great point, man. We'll ask Harry at half time, because it's a you know, what are the...
He's wanting to give them a chance for a wee score before half time.
What was that? The scrum wasn't formed right there.
Good tackle, Stu.
Do you have to put it in the scrum?
I think he was saying that
the scrum didn't look like it was formed right. Right, ref. Fuck me, like.
Okay. Again, what's that width? So there's a 6 on 3 there. Unbelievable. That's just shocking. That's shocking. And that's come from a 6 on 3 on the outside. You know, and we had that same width against same problems against Italy. You know, you just, Jesus, I'm chuffed to pieces, absolutely chuffed to pieces for a prop. Lou said even getting through, but that's just woeful. 6 on 3.
Bolakun was certain he was going to pop that, wasn't he?
Yeah. 6 on 3 and splits them, and he's gone. That's just shocking. Absolutely shocking. Chuff for the front row union, but there isn't words. There just isn't words. There just isn't words. I'm beside myself.
Oh, there'll be a bit of hair dryers thrown in the dressing room outside.
Oh, now there's a dichotomy. You know, you want, Jesus, enough the post as well. You want the front rows to always do well, whoever they're playing for, but you know, 6 on 3 width, and then the prop runs through all of your players. Just unbelievably. Fucking hell. I am. Okay. Oh.
Well, Ireland are leading at half time. Wales is. Our Welsh fans are cheering on here.
and as if by magic, just when that happens, right? So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 4. What a first half of Ireland versus Wales here on Friday night in Dublin. It's seen quite a bit so far. But before we analyse the first half, Harry, give us what the actual rules are for frigging advantage from a refereeing perspective, because me and I've just been discussing it when you were hiding inside eating more pizzas, no doubt, in the green room. What are the rules on, or the laws on advantage? How long should be? Because there doesn't seem to be any consistency, youngster.
So we want to be as consistent as possible, but there's a difference between, say, we're looking at a scrum advantage to a penalty advantage. A penalty, there's more. There's more that the opposition have conceded, so there's more that we want to weight that on. So probably the distance may be longer to be able to gain that more advantage. So we're looking at probably around maybe 7 meters, something like that, 7 to 10 meters. A scrum advantage, we're looking at about 5. There's nothing. It's just rough estimates. Yeah, there's not much to it.
I think it tends to be more of the length of time or the number of phases that confuse us non-official people.
Yeah. So looking at phases, you as a ref, you don't want to have have hope for a team to. You want to be optimistic that they do use that advantage, and you want to give them time to use that. Oftentimes they need to play probably about 2 phases, and then there's a bit of space that's opened up because obviously forwards are working in, drawing the men in, and obviously outside. But you also, as a ref, don't want to give them hope. You can play about maybe 8 or 9 phases before something's happening, and by that point, there's the team's not going to gain advantage. We're probably coming in within a window about maybe 4 phases at maximum, maybe 5 if something's happening, if coming back for it.
Okay, brilliant. Nige, give us your assessment of the first half, mate.
Well, a good start by Ireland, then great defence by Wales, and a couple of loose passes. I mean, Big Stu, first mistake of the tournament, I think. Loose pass went out. And then JGP on the line. I think the attacking line was standing far too shallow. I mean, they don't have to stand behind the ruck. Sorry, folks. They have to stand back on the line. They don't have to stand behind the ruck. And so he was passing way flat on the line there. So that was quite easy to intercept. The attacking line needed to be further back there, I think, without a doubt. Yeah, the advantage one, that's a weird one because some of them, okay, thanks for explaining that, Harry. But the hooking one got me, not raising your foot's not hooking. And I sort of thought, that's the first time I've seen that one given for that. I've seen it for foot not being raised. The bloody ball was into the second row's feet anyway. It's ridiculous. I mean, if they were feeding the bloody thing in straight, I'd get it, but they're not even close. And I thought, well, that's a very pedantic call, isn't it? But good score towards the end, and very, very poor defence on the carry try. And I think looking at it, Balogun was certain he was going to pop that out of the ring, absolutely certain, and he didn't. He went himself. But there was nobody behind Balogun either, and he was actually the one that chased back and tackled him in the end. So yeah, that wasn't defensively. They weren't set up well there for that at all.
Yeah, well, actually, Jamie Osborne, I did see, if you watch back again, he was behind, but I think he thought he was going to sort of pop it off, and so you've then got 6 on 3, and I think Harry's just, because he's on such a forward momentum of playing at the moment, he's just thought, you know what, he can see what Rob Balogun's going to do, and I would have done the same. You know what, I'll get one shot of glory for this, and I'm gone. And I'm like the fattest hippo at the watering hole, and then he's like, "Well, you can get me, but I'm going to carry you at about, excuse the pun, about 30 meters." And what a try from a prop forward. So I've got that dichotomy where I'm chuffed to pieces, like I say, but woeful attack. Chris Brownfield, your assessment of the first half overall?
Well, you talk about dichotomies, my word. I tell you what, I still think Stu McCluskey is moving himself towards the man of the match. You could argue Reece Carey is probably taking it after that. But for me, I am all over the place. Harry and Stuart laughing their legs off in there at me. Like, come on, Rob, no. I'm like literally all over the place. But I tell you what, I think I don't know if they thought this game was done and dusted in the bag when they had to turn up and play the 80 minutes and walk home. Wales have turned up here with a completely different mindset. They were carrying the form from last week, which I'm glad to see because I was anxious. Last week was a cup final. McCluskey has been fab. I know he had that one loose pass, which is probably really blister. McCluskey has been so strong on the carry, so strong defensively. The link play, I'm just going to put one there. For all you guys that said Jacob Stockdale shouldn't be on the park, you can do one. Nathan Park, Nathan, every man, every chance to be there. Absolutely delighted for young Nathan to go on for a couple of minutes while they're limped off and got his knee plastered. But guys, I'm over the moon at the minute. I'm over the moon with all star performances. Nick Timoney's sound is bright in the back. Big Tom O'Toole, that first scrum, that was his all day. He absolutely owned that first scrum. Real dominance. As for Wales, do you know what? Rhys Sabat is looking lively. That 52. People were expecting to run it, and he absolutely nailed that kick into the 50-22. Got that back. I think Wales fluffed that line out from there from memory. But on Rhys Carey, I think he's been watching Angus Bell and learning how to move like twinkle toes through the park. Oh, look at that shimmy, Joe. You're lighting it up, big boy. Lovely. I'm over the moon, lads. Both sides. It's been a great game so far. It could have easily been 14-3. Really easily, obviously. Jack's we heard a whistle behind Jack. I think that was his mommy. Sort of distracted a wee bit there.
Yeah, no, I think it's been interesting. First off, we were very, very fast off the mark, and clearly, JGP, we were going to play the ball across both parts of the park very, very fast. But that led to a number of loose balls going out. And again, you got to be trying those things because it's just fractions of a second. When the ball goes behind, it goes in front. But it was loose play, and one of those led to a fantastic 50-22 for Wales. And there's always a danger that the Welsh defence, the line speed is up very, very quickly. And there is a danger that there's going to be an intercept. And I said that within the first 5 minutes or so. So we need to be really, really careful of that. But Wales have come here to play their game, very much so. And McCluskey's been good. Stockdale's been okay. JGP got to see back on. A little cameo from Doki there. We'll see him back on in the second half. But I think that there has been some real momentum shift in the Welsh psyche they'll front up. They'll take the pressure from Ireland. They've certainly watched Ireland in our previous games, even against England. We this constant thing where our wingers come in, or we're playing too much bunched in the centre at times, and that's great if the style of play you want, but you run the risk of when you've got that gap, and that 6-on-3 on the outside for a carry to just hoop forward. I mean, that was a thing of beauty, that try.
Your Scarlet Hares, Vicky Louise, called out Carey. They called out Alex
James.
Mann. They called out Wainwright. Those guys have been top of their game, and Dan Edwards has been fairly instrumental in running that back line really well. So
gonna state the obvious, guys. So Wales are running with a rush defence tonight. Right. What do you do with a rush defence? You tap the ball just in behind it. Just in behind it. You don't run out of it. You tap the ball right in behind it. That's the only way to keep them honest, because at the minute they know Ireland are just going to run it at them, so they're rushing up in defence. Yeah. All we need is for Jameson Park or Crowley just to tap the ball and angle in behind him a couple of times. Yeah. And they'll start to dogleg that defence because they've got to have somebody back there to cover it. Now, obviously, your runners have to be coming on it as well. So that would be my advice. You're trying to outmuscle a rush defence. It's hard to do. Start mixing it up a bit, put it in behind him,
Yeah, absolutely. So, Hart, what's your thoughts on Carl Dixon and the officials in the table?
I think, as we said before the game, the ref himself, Carl Dixon, he's got good discipline, and I was interested to see when that comes in. Say right off the bat, Ireland have done a kick or something like that, and half the Wales team hasn't fully retreated, and he's allowed that to play. It's right at the start of the game, it's early gates, and he's allowed that to play because it was close. It was close to see. I was thinking he may give a penalty here. You know, some of them are in front of that. The kicker. We'll see where it goes, and he's played on, and it was a lovely play. Discipline a few other times. Some very easy penalties that Wales has given away themselves. Very easily, almost gifted to the ref himself. I think that they've worked well as a team of three. There's the back line offside by Ireland. That's very rare to give these days.
Off the line out.
Off the line out. Yeah. It's right into the stead to that. Led to that penalty under the sticks. So we'll see what the second half brings. I think they're working good together. It's putting a lot of pressure on the opposite teams. I think Wales have got to be close, otherwise they may concede a yellow card. If there's any more of those offsides, you've already had 2 or 3 now, so they need to cut that out a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Some welcomes to some people watching us tonight. John Dancer watching us. John, good evening to you. You've got to love a prop skinning a winger. Absolutely. Kevin Rabs here down under. The great Rabs himself. Good evening. Go Wales. He's saying doing well. Carl Kitchen. Good evening, Carl. I hope that you are well. Rob Russell's on watching. Damo Scott. Hugh Williams. June Went. Diane Stevenson, I thought of you today in the anniversary. Neil Keegan, happy birthday, fella. I hope you are well and enjoying the game so far.
Happy birthday, kid.
Happy birthday,
yeah,
kid.
Absolutely, the great man himself. So we great to have a few thoughts from him 2 weeks ago on the show. Guys, what are we looking for quickly in the second half? Chris?
I'm looking for Wales to just keep that momentum up, keep that courage up. They need to get their discipline sorted out 100%. And they keep the belief. That's all Wales got to do. As for the Ulster boys, they've got to go and earn that shirt and keep that shirt. I think they've done well so far. And I think Stockdale has got to keep that play coming up. I want to see Dougie get back on. For me, Wales just have to keep doing, keep believing, and keep pummeling away and just see if they can get the result. But at the minute, it's tighter than I was expecting. Absolutely 100%. Harry?
I second what you said there. We said that going into the first half, we want to just see Wales's discipline stick and their momentum carry from last week. We've seen from the first half that they have done that, but can they transfer what they've done from the first half to the second? We didn't want last week to be, or last against the Scotland game to be almost like a cup final. Obviously, it's not, and they are keeping that momentum going, but we don't want them to lose it in second half. They'll get fatigued, they'll get ill-disciplined. We don't want them to lose that.
Absolutely. Nigel?
I think Ireland need to keep doing what they're doing, but be a little more accurate. They need to test that rush defence, and gaps will appear in that defence as the game goes on, because that's a very tiring way to defend. You've got to be so on it all the time. So I think gaps will appear, but I think we should test it anyway. We've got to vary the game slightly, start putting it in behind them a little bit more into the spaces and get players running onto that. And just vary our game, because our game is a little predictable at the minute. We're doing a lot of contact, a lot of good passing, keeping the ball live, but we're running into contact pretty much all the time. We're not testing them with a boot at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with all those points. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 4 of the Six Nations Sofa Sessions. Ireland home to Wales tonight in Dublin, and I'm joined by the Night King, Nigel Quigley, in the SixMas Grotto, Chris Brownfield, and Harry Winston is a special guest, a young rising referee with the WRU. And the lads came out all cock-a-hoop from the green room where they've been watching the game, snaffling the pizzas, drinking all the drink, leaving myself and Nigel with next to absolutely nothing. So there we go. Welcome. We're here for the second half. This is brought to you by Whitewalkers Chat and Crack. This is the Six Nations Sofa Sessions. You're welcome. As if by magic, Chris and Harry have run back to the green room to get more food. They're milking this tonight.
Few seconds yet, Joe's coming. I think Joe's about 18 seconds behind.
Oh, was it? Is he?
Yeah. I won't get excited.
No.
Oh, now he gets excited.
Yes.
Oh,
I love
the
fact that because I'm behind, I can have that build up. I know it's coming. It's fab. Great start to the second half there. Yeah.
Right, Chloe, come on the fuck, son.
wait, the TMO's coming, I tell you.
What?
I tell you.
TMO's looking at
There's
it.
another TMO.
Not downward pressure.
Fuck.
That's downward pressure. What's he going on about? That's downward pressure. There's nothing wrong there. I'll tell you what. I'll be getting in the car and going up and after the TMO. We carry on at this rate. Just
not downward pressure when you see. We see.
What is wrong with that? His hands on it.
were off. His hand.
If they disallow that, that is absolutely ridiculous. His hands on it. That's
But they're
ridiculous.
saying
That's attached to
it's
his
on the
arm.
side. Please say his hand's on the side. They're going to say there's no downward pressure.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, the ref was looking at it. Looking right there.
I can't see how they disallow that, mate.
The
Andrew
ref,
Jackson from England.
He's happy with
the
it.
ref was right there.
Who's that TMO, Joe? Do you know?
And Andy Jackson from England. I don't really know that much about him, but
That's ridiculous. He's even considering.
crazy. That is
Oh,
absolutely
yeah.
crazy. You know, if it was the other way around, I'd be saying exactly the same.
Try.
No,
It's a fucking
no,
try,
no.
referee.
On.
I tell you.
Go try.
No.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, well done.
Woo, thank
Right.
God for that.
TMO, you've had your 10 seconds on the television screen now. STFU and get on with your job. What a load of rubbish that was.
Honestly, what a waste of time. They are interfering so much. They're ruining the game.
Some English fella, Jackson.
Well, there you go.
Fucking hole.
See, the problem is nowadays is that the assistant refs aren't doing anything. I don't know why they have them there, because it becomes a game between the TMO and the ref.
That's
Whereas
right.
I'd rather do away with the TMO, and I'd want the two assistant refs to do their job. And sometimes they'll get it right, sometimes they'll get it wrong. But between the three of them,
Hey, Tom enjoyed that.
just
That was just an unbelievably stupid call. Oh, well. Aye.
and it
Second
takes
of
the
all.
focus away from the players in the game. I mean, what a waste of time. Just
100%.
honestly. Absolutely. I'm a former tight head prop. I should know. It just ruins the game. You know, I know why they brought a TMO in, but it ruins the game for me. It really does.
They can get too involved. They just get too involved. And
Yeah, look,
I mean, that was just right. Listen to me for 5 minutes because that was a nothing burger of a call. That completely.
And I do. I think it takes away from the momentum of the game. It takes away from the players, the mindset, all of it. Just keep the game going. You know, honestly, we'll get young Harry to opine on that. There we go. Anyway. I'd love to see a photograph of Rhys Carey and Tadhg Furlong next to each other. They've got a bit of a similar look about themselves. See, Wales have got some depth, haven't they? Nicky Smith is no mean replacement to come on for someone like Rhys Carey. James Ryan always looks like he's going to kill somebody. you could see that coming. Ooh. He should have been in there, shouldn't he, really? That's Botham's son, isn't it? Botham the cricketer. James Botham is Ian Botham's son. One of our Welsh fans will keep me right on that one, but I'm sure it is.
Yes, I think you're right, Joe. I think he is.
That is.
Knock on.
We're getting these lovely adverts now with the scrums.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Adobe Acrobat Studio it is this time.
Whereas tonight, brought to you in the green room. I can't even show you because we're not promoting it. But the lads, the lads in Wales ate all the pizzas that we left in the green room. So I'm left with crisps as my snack. And a 00 Guinness. There we go. 00 Guinness because all the rest was in the green room was eaten. Should have got there early, shouldn't I? Not that I need it, clearly. It's not like being at Nigel and Brenda's where we're fed often. Christmas chip.
Chips.
Yeah.
Chips.
What's he penalised us for now? Oh, that's a deliberate knock on there.
Oh, did he touch it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He pulled his hand out.
Don't matter.
He pulled his hand away.
As Darcy said on ITV, the ref is pulling out every rule in the book tonight.
I don't like that ref.
He's given them every opportunity to get back into it. He certainly is. There's a couple that technically is correct. I suppose technically you could argue any of them, but it's the pedantic nature of it. It's stuff that most refs just let go now because there's no point. You'd be blowing the game up every 2 minutes.
I just don't like it. It's for the fun.
Yeah, yeah. That's a massive, massive job. O'Toole and Callagher keeping them up so long. It was very well done. 6 was 6.
It was a length of time he had to keep them up before Dixon called them all, was the bloody issue.
Absolutely. How do you think Tom O'Toole's doing tonight, Nige, considering that he was slightly sort of...
I think he's actually doing very well.
Go. Go again.
Oh,
Did he?
he held it.
He
He
held
held
it.
it. He held it. Well done.
TMO will probably come in and say, oh.
He didn't hold it in the right way.
He didn't hold it the way I like to see, yeah. There's no doubt about it. Our big ball carriers are not getting a lot of room tonight. McCluskey,
No.
Olakun, they're closing them down quick, aren't they?
Yeah.
He's good enough.
And we're not adapting around that neither. You know? Yeah, I agree. O'Toole's having a very, very good game. I think he fronted up well in the first half. Oof.
That was all a bit messy, Joe, wasn't it?
I don't understand some of Carl Dixon's decisions sometimes. You know, I see him knock on I don't know. That's bizarre, mate. I don't get him. I don't get him at all. Come on. We're now 56 minutes. That must be the whole of the Welsh bench on now, is it?
Could be.
Must have a lot of bruises.
We've just done a highlight reel of the hits here, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just watching it now, mate. Yeah. Just watching. They are. I was just thinking a few minutes ago there. You know, the Welsh are absorbing an awful lot of our big men coming through, and we're not adapting, you know, around or doing anything with it. We're just carrying on.
Well, it's punishing too, though, Joe. It'll take us
massively so. Jesus, massively so, mate. Look at those. Man 28 tackles, Lake 23, Jenkins 22, Young Botham 20 for 7, 19 for Carter at 5. I mean, that's some effort from your pack.
Mm-hmm.
You know, massive amount of tackles collected there, 100, 150, whatever it is. Incredible.
Somebody else got off now. Yeah, that's pretty much got to be their bench empty now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, we've got some handbags here.
Ty, go on, mate. Give me a bit of Wexford advice. Good man. Oh, he's having none of it, Ty, is he? Good lad.
There's another knock-on advantage that Ian Brown went right to the wing and he's called it back for the scrum. I'm not getting that at all.
No.
Why is Ireland's talent so bad today?
Yeah, I was Osborne there, but a lot of that was in the air. But yeah. But I'm not understanding some of what Dixon said here. I agree with that.
I think it's bloody confusing for the players as well, Nige. You know, it's that. Again, we'll speak to young Harry, but it's just the whole.
See what happens in the scrum because Tag wasn't happy with something that last one.
He wasn't happy at all, mate. And he's a very mellow guy for a big man. But he was very perhaps a little bit too much of the dark arts going on. Well, just ending into the last quarter. Next score might be a big thing, whichever way this goes. I'm stating the obvious.
I think they're going to go first. A drop goal to bring it down.
I was on a score, yeah.
Score game.
Well, mate, I don't know. Well, the 10's not. No, he's not far enough back, man. Unless Reece Sammett's going to try an NFL kick.
Yeah, well, fair play to the boy for going across and doing that. You know, it's a massive change in different stuff. And he gave it his best shot, and wasn't necessarily for him, and came back. And I think he's a very gifted footballer, Reece Sammett. Very gifted. I didn't see it any different from changing from league to union or, vice versa. It's still a game of sport. Another penalty. Yeah. Tiger's not a happy man, is he, at the moment? Not a happy man. I tell you why. Because the Welsh loosehead is boring in.
We were just saying that on that replay there. He's boring in.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I'm obviously a little bit behind you. Boring in badly. And boring in very clearly as well. And it's not getting picked up by the AR or the ref. That's why Tig's pissed off. I'd be too. Yeah, Ty won't be a happy bear with that. Well, this is a interesting few minutes. Oh, fuck. Jesus. There's 2 advantages in very, very quick succession.
But they don't look at this one.
Yeah, I won't be reviewing that, will he? See. Well, interesting last 15, 16 minutes.
Poor O'Brien has had about 4 or 5 knock-ons today. Or no, Brian, sorry, Osborne. He's had about 4 or 5 knock-ons. It's just not been a good one there for him tonight.
Jacob was quite right just then, a few seconds ago. Just take a second, take a breather, call the mark.
That was
and the book jumped for it.
That was as straight as my flipping hind leg.
There's some nervy boys on the bench there. Jeez, I've just seen that now, mate. Yeah. And hence my point about the AR.
And they competed for it. There's absolutely no excuse for allowing not to go.
No. That's what I meant nice before about the ARs. It's almost like now that they want to get involved. You know, he's right there, and you can see it's as crooked as at least sixpence, and it just, I don't know, I just don't get it. Why don't they get involved? Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. You had the linesman there, and you had the referee watching that, and it just went right down their line, and nobody called it.
Just clever, smart. Doesn't have to get on side because there's no offside line. Puts the ball through.
JGP almost got him.
Big Joe. That was still brilliant. Yeah, he did almost get him, yeah. Talk to each other, boys. Jesus, talk to each other, would you?
Somebody caught tackling on the ground there, Joe.
I've just caught up with the advantage off the ground, yeah. Right, guys, you've got your centres inside of you. I know I'm behind you, mate, but that's it.
Well, why did they stop the clock at 12 seconds?
I'm just seeing that now, mate. Bit bizarre. And I was just going to ask you the same thing. I thought it was just saw Crowley sort of bent over, but put the ball down. I wasn't sure. Yeah.
Card.
Thomas Williams got a yellow card for that round the side tackle.
Oh, did he?
It was him reached round and grabbed.
Ah,
Cohen's
right,
leg.
okay. That's another. See, I have real issues when we're missing simple things like penalties and conversions. Now I know that I couldn't kick more than 5 meters, but then I'm not an out half who's playing at international level. I as a forward, I expect 100% of kicks, penalties, and conversions from wherever they are in the park to go, because that's what you train for, you know. Anyway, I've had me sixpence.
No, I spotted that because Conan got tackled and he left the ball there, and I thought it was Thomas Williams. Side of the ruck, he reached around and grabbed his leg.
Ah. We need to exploit this in the next, what are we on now? 60, 70 minutes, isn't it? So he'll be back on for the last minute or so.
And as I suspected, tight game, so Doak's not getting on.
You must.
So it's the list of our bench on now as well, see. Yeah, I gotta win this scrum and get the ball out, because 7.5, 8, 9. Yeah, I'll be back on for a minute.
Fucking
God, they could have had 3 adverts for this scrum.
Yeah. when you look from a game management point of view, they've got a player off. There's a converted try to draw the game, and yet we're 2 tries ahead. Yeah, but so my whole aspect about losing 4 points, it's just critical at this level now, mate.
Nice stealing lane out there.
Make the best of it. Go. Whoa, come on!
Oh, lovely.
No. Oh.
Must be something good Brenda's squealing literally.
It almost was.
Yeah, Edwards has had a very, very good game for them. Very, very good game. Yeah, you're right, brother. I just find that the amount of points that we're leaving on the park from penalties and especially conversion.
We just saw the replay. Battles couldn't pass. Was something else out the back there. That was a great little no-look back pass, wasn't it? Dave coming on, I see that. The penalty. You have to take the kick, don't you? No brainer, take the 3, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Very, very, very tempting from 5 meters out.
Mate, even I would put it over from 5 meters out.
I mean, it's very tempting to run it from 5 meters out, but secure the win then,
When you've got the bonus, if you're on 3, I think if you're on 3 tries, then you want the bonus point then maybe, but I mean, fair play to Wales so far. I mean, it's not over. There's anything can happen, but they've continued to improve and improve again. Wales,
Who do they play last? Italy, isn't it?
Oh, Dougie's on.
They're away in Italy, mate. Great take from Ben.
Go on. Woo! Oh no.
Knocked it on to it, yeah.
Get him.
Good tackle.
Oh,
Good tackle.
What a tackle. Well, no doubt we'll go back to the scrum. Oh, that was terrible. That was.
Who was that?
That's Farrell. Who's Farrell on for? Who'd they take off for Farrell?
I don't know. I can't see what position he's playing in.
He's a centre, so he's playing in the
Yeah.
centre.
Well, it's got to be.
It's either McCluskey. It's Ringrose is off, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I wasn't sure, but I couldn't see either of the other boys, so whether he's playing inside centre or outside centre.
Yeah.
I still can't see from here who's gone off.
That penalty was for too much movement second time. There you go.
We need to show our mettle now and not like anything happen in this last minute. Why is the ref telling them to let go when he was going to attempt an attempted maul?
He wasn't on his knees, I know. I didn't see his
No, he
knees.
wasn't. No, there was nothing wrong with that.
Let him go. Yeah.
Let him go, let him go. What was all that about?
That's a scrappy old one there, wasn't it?
Well, fair play to Wales too. You know, it's a scrappy game, but they made it scrappy too. I Ireland could have done some things better. They never tested that. Anyway, but
I noticed our friends in Wales are a bit slower to come out of the green room.
Yeah, I really like it. Fair play to the Welsh.
There's Chris Grotty.
There we go. Guys, welcome back to all the viewers who have joined the back foot. Very quick wrap up of the game. First thing first, so we got to speak to young Harry, who's our resident expert, and Harry, explain to us what the hell was going on with Mr. Dixon, because what was your assessment? I know you've got to sort of look after your own, but
I think he had strong calls areas. The scrums were a mess, I thought. And I said to Chris on the sofa, oftentimes the referees were quite far behind on those scrums, just because we don't always know what's happening. We're not right. It's only some dark art stuff that we don't fully understand. So oftentimes we're only seeing the symptom of a problem, where the problem's been there for about 20 minutes. And I said, the gap's getting close, and that's when Ty Furlong was niggling his head, his bind's going wrong, and he's getting niggly. And twice after those collapsed scrums, he's given a jip at someone. And would you give a yellow card for that? I probably would if I would see something. I'd
be given a yellow card for the opposition loosehead who's boring in from the side.
Of course you would. And that's what I mean. The actual problem there was the gap was getting small, and both teams are getting niggly.
I know.
That was the bottom line. I can go, I'll go against Ty Furlong for this, but that's because I'm Welsh. You can do the opposite for the Irish. It's just like that. But the bottom line was that the gaps weren't clean enough, and the scrums weren't set right.
Contested.
Good. Listen, thanks, mate. No, in all seriousness, it's a very difficult role. I have more issues now with the fact that the bloody TMO interfering, and there shouldn't be a TMO. I want a ref and the two assistant refs to be able to do the job. There was one point, we bring Nigel in here, there was one point, me and Nigel were incandescent. Me and Nigel were incandescent because we were here watching the game while you two were scoffing and drinking all the mouth in the green room. But there was There was one. The last time I agreed to send stuff to you, but seriously, there was one line out night, wasn't there? And the refs there, and the assistant refs there, and it was so crooked, it was beyond belief.
Yeah,
it was just like, lads, are you not seeing this? And it's almost like the assistant refs, don't want to get involved anymore. But let's move on. Nigel, give us your thoughts overall for the second half.
The refs are all back.
Yeah. But okay, no, I wasn't impressed with some of the calls. That line out, we were talking about it, and then we actually agreed on that scrum as well. When we saw the replay, the loose head was borne in. But to be honest with you, I mentioned that before. Loose heads are starting to bore in, and the refs aren't picking it up now. And I don't know why. It's just one of those things they're letting go. I mean, it's like we used to have straight scrum feeds. Now Dixon is blowing for not hooking when the balls get into the bloody second row's feet, and I don't get that. Well, he said lifting your foot is not hooking. I didn't even do that before, But okay, so there's that. That line out was so crooked, it was unbelievable, and I thought, how did no one see that? But anyway, look, I think Ireland were a bit more solid in the second half. I think Wales have come back a hell of a lot, and I think we've got to give them some credit.
Massively.
And Italy are not going to look forward to playing them next week.
No,
because they've definitely got a bit of metal back in their game, and they go for everything. We didn't test their rush defense, so I was disappointed in that. But we came through in the end and won the game. It's at the end of the day, we got a bonus point. We can't ask for more than that. And we had a feeling this might be a tough game after the Wales Scotland game, because the Scots aren't a bad side either, and they struggled to put Wales away. They really did. So disappointed. Yeah, I think inaccuracy. I think our replacement props didn't fare too well either. But all in all, it's a win. It's 5 points. We're up to second. We may stay there depending on next week. But I think if France get a bonus point tomorrow they've won it, haven't they? I think they have.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So it all tomorrow might be over, but we've a triple crown to go for, and we'll go for it. Do we need to be better against Scotland? Do you know what? I don't know, because Wales were very unlucky to lose against them last time out. We'd like to be better, but I'm not sure we need to be better, if I'm honest.
I think we just need to be probably a little bit more clinical. That first bit in the first half where we were using all that width, and then it wasn't really working, and we were, some sloppy play, and then we were bringing it back in again. And like you said at half time, the rush defense from Wales was both strong and very, very effective. So we weren't putting the ball in over the top.
We were trying to counter that with offloading rather than trying to go in behind them, I think, and it did work at times. I don't think there was one clean break in that whole game for either team, was there?
No, not really.
I don't think there was one clean break. We got a couple of good runs. Stuart, a couple of good carries. There was good carries and good. But that was all physical up front stuff, wasn't it?
His carry, he made a clean break straight through Ballycoon. He went.
Yeah.
I know he did. Yeah. Right, Ballycoon. I think he was.
Hey, listen.
He was absolutely. That was going out.
I'll be sneaking that little video in, Chris, and to the next Whitewalkers show. Showing how the Ulster boys make it.
Chris. That reminds Joe that time he fell over the line from a pass and scored a try, and by the time he came out of the bar, it was a 50-meter run.
There we go. Chris, your thoughts overall to wrap us up, mate?
I'll tell you what, that chicken wing pass from Ballycoon to put Osborne through towards the end was absolutely beautiful. Sweet. Do you know what? Wales absolutely stepped it up. It was brilliant to see that much spirit, much courage. I was saying to Harry, they should take the 3 points and just get the losing. They still went for the corner. They played their hearts out for the 80 minutes, and I've got nothing but pride in them. And the Ulster boys have done themselves no harm in the Irish rugby selectors. So I'm a happy boy all round, really. Yeah.
Brilliant. And just to remind everybody, we'll just stick this up. Here we go. We'll just stick this up. The Sufton on Tour, group run by the great Simon Carey. They've got another fan zone coming up in Malone's upstairs at Malone's Bar in Edinburgh, which is a fantastic place. And Simon and the team put together an absolutely fantastic fan zone for 13th of March is that one. So that one's coming up. Go to Sufton on Tour, which is the Facebook group that Simon runs. They are our community joint venture rugby partner. And speak to Simon, or if you need to get in touch with them or Simon or the team. But that's Malone's, upstairs in Malone's in Edinburgh on the 13th of March for the Ulster game away at Edinburgh. It's great. The fan zones, they are growing and growing and growing. As you can see, free supporters, flags. You got to have a flag. Food and drink promotions, prize draw after the special guests, the live band from 10. Bomb. It is absolutely the place to go for that. So let us just finish off. One final thought from Nigel Quigley.
It's a flag. Five pointer. Can't wait till next weekend.
It's a flag.
It's a flag. So it is. So it is. So it was. So it will be. There we go. Chris, give us a thought.
Free Delilah. That's my message. Free Delilah. No, seriously, guys. Really big thank you to all our audience this evening around the world. Great to have such engagement, and Whitewalkers cracking chat are absolutely loving hosting these SixMas studio Bravo. So yeah, guys, great stuff. Young Harry.
Yeah, really enjoyed. Yeah, had a great time.
Good. Well, we wish you all the best, young Harry, for the future. We'll be back for final episode, Super Saturday next week. And we will be kicking off live in the studio, myself and David Topping hosting that one, while Chris is sampling the sights of Edinburgh and on his way back down. He might join us in the studio afterwards, and we'll have more guests as well. So thank you to everybody, as Chris says, who have contributed tonight from across the globe, to all the admins and all the Facebook groups. It's gone across into about 60 or 70 different groups tonight. So thank you to everybody. And a good win for Ireland. Well done, Wales. It was an absolutely fantastic test match all round, scrappy in places, but that's what we want. Friday night in Dublin, Ireland win, 5 points, second place, triple crown to play for in Scotland next week. And to Nigel, to Bren and Nigel's pals there, thanks very much. It's been very entertainment, very, very entertainment. And we will see you. There we go. Listen, it's almost time for Christmas chips.
Easter
chips. Yeah. We'll see you all next Saturday at 1:30 from everybody at the Whitewalkers Chat and Crack team, the Six Nations Sofa Sessions. You're welcome. We'll see you soon. Have a fantastic week.